Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday. It is the 26th of July, 2021. I hope you're COVID free and I hope you're healthy. I pray your family has their needs being met in terms of food, shelter, clothing, and health as well. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, often risking their lives to try to save life. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage for us to make our places or keep our places clean. Blessings upon those that make deliveries for us for our convenience and deliver things like food. So when you walk into a supermarket or a deli, there's food there. Double blessings on those that are trying to deliver boys and girls, men and women, children, babies from child pornography, from child molestation and pedophilia, from sex trade and human trafficking. Blessings upon those that are often risking their lives to try to deliver boys and girls and men and women from these situations, and curses, double curses on those that support these industries and participate in these heinous acts. Finally, blessings upon those that are helping the homeless and the homeless themselves. 600,000 men, women, children, and families in the United States that don't have a roof over their head, and millions around the world in even worse conditions. Blessings upon those trying to help, and on those themselves, for theirs is the kingdom. Okay, we are 3 days from the NBA draft. Now, at the beginning here, I want to say this very quickly up front so that it's plain, just in case you don't see the whole video. A lot of people don't even watch the videos, just have comments. But I want to say this up front. It is my desire that the Knicks just sit tight at 19 and 21. I'd like to get 32 as well, but I understand they may not do that. So I'd like them to sit tight at 19 and 21 and just get two good players, which are going to fall to them in that range, regardless, of what else happens. I'd rather them not trade up. That being said, first thing I want to do, or second thing, is I want to go over some things that Wojnarowski said recently. Again, if it's Wojnarowski or if it's Shams or if it's Ian Begley, I'm paying more attention than if it's anybody else. Just off the top, Wojnarowski said yesterday, Bradley Beal is not asking for a trade. Let me say that again. Bradley Beal is not requesting a trade. Okay. Last week it was, who was it? It was somebody that was eminently going to request a trade. Oh, it was Damian Lillard. Remember that? This week is Bradley Beal. So there's always somebody getting clicks or trying to get clicks or get headlines or get attention so that they can hopefully, I guess, end up making them more money by putting these false rumors out there. But Bradley Beal is not requesting a trade. Is he frustrated? He said yes. But he loves DC and he likes being here. And so he's frustrated, but he doesn't want to be leaving. Okay? That's number one. Number two, if you look at the NBA, and you look over the landscape of the teams, really and truly, there are 4 teams that are in full rebuild mode right now. Detroit, and these are pretty much the lottery teams, Detroit, Orlando, Houston, and Oklahoma City. These teams are in full rebuild mode, which means they are looking to build their teams with young players, going forward. They're looking to keep the salaries on rookie contracts and add some cheap veterans to help develop the young people. And they also have the most draft picks, most of these teams, well, especially Oklahoma City. They got draft picks. Everybody else is in some form of win now mode or some form of we got to make the playoffs this year. Okay? So there's 30 teams and 26 of them are in some sort of situation where there's going to be changes made if they don't make the playoffs or don't show significant improvement this year. Okay? Changes made in front offices, changes made with general managers, coaches, players. So that's 26 teams. Now, there's now 20 spots, because they're going to keep the play-in. So there's 20 spots for the play-in. So that means 6 teams, not going to make it. So it adds up to a very interesting time this week because, for example, the Knicks, after having been the 4th seed last year, we talked about this. They were the 4th seed. So you can't go back now. You cannot go back. So you must make the playoffs this year. Okay. And that being the case, you cannot replace veteran players with rookies. You can't do it. You need veteran players and you want to go forward. All right. So that creates an interesting situation. So that is why there's been a lot of rumors that the Knicks are looking to move up in the draft. Now, the truth is this. If you think about it, if it was you, wouldn't you want to be looking at every option? So you don't want to leave any stone unturned. So if you're the Knicks, you could look at moving up. Doesn't necessarily you're going to do it. You could look at staying put. You could look at trying to move up as far as you can or move up middle, or you could look at moving back. There's a lot of options if you're the Knicks. Okay. So you got to look at all the options. And that's why every time they look at one, it's a rumor that they're going to do this, but it's not necessary. So today, what I wanted to do is look at the teams that are looking to allow to trade their picks. I mean, it appears to me that Oklahoma City, New Orleans, in fact, Woj said it, that New Orleans is shopping their pick. They're trying to shop. I think New Orleans has the 10th pick. Yeah, they're shopping the 10th pick to get rid of Eric Bledsoe. Okay? They're shopping the 10th pick to get rid of Eric Bledsoe. And then, of course, you have Sacramento, which is a weird scenario because Sacramento, again, from Wojnarowski, they're looking like they want to shop Buddy Hield. Now, I know they're shopping Marvin Bagley. Everybody knows they shop Marvin Bagley. He has pretty much been a bust since he's been in the league. But he's still young. This is one of those situations. He was drafted at like 18. He's still young, 18, 19. And so, somebody's going to take a chance on him because he's still got upside. He's still got opportunity to develop. But it looks like they're definitely shopping him and they're shopping Buddy Hield. Now, Sacramento has the 9th pick. So they're shopping that pick. Now, what doesn't make sense to me is apparently they're looking to try to make the playoffs this year. And so I don't understand why they would shop Buddy Hield. It doesn't make any sense to me why they would shop Buddy Hield because he's one of their best players. I mean, and he's definitely, you look at it, he's a 20-point scorer. Well, last year he was 17-point scorer. But he's a 16-point scorer for his career. But last 3 years, 21, 19, and 17. Okay. He's a 40% shooter from three for his career. He was 39 last year, 39 the year before, 43 the year before that. And so I don't know why they would be shopping him, but apparently they are. So there are 3 trade up scenarios. Now, again, I just wanted to stress, it is my preference that the Knicks just sit tight at 19. Now, again, you have to assume, and I think it's a correct assumption, that the Knicks are looking to draft players that can be in the rotation this year. They want to bring veterans in, but they want players that can help immediately. They don't want players, apparently, they're not looking at players that they got to wait 3 years, to develop. So that's kind of, changing some things. Like I do think I think they're looking at Jaden Springer. At this point, I'm not sure about Jared Butler anymore. And the reason I'm not is because they haven't brought him in for a workout. He's been cleared now for over a week. The thing is that about Jared Butler is that, I would think he'd want to do a pro day. And made it be known he's doing a pro day and have all the teams come and look at him because he's that type of player. Everybody will come look at him if he did a pro day. And I'm surprised that his agent hasn't set up private workouts. Now, maybe they did and we just don't know about it yet. He could have worked out and we don't know about it yet because everybody's keeping everything hush-hush, including the Knicks. But at this point, I have not heard of any workouts being scheduled for him. No pro days being scheduled for him. The Knicks are not going to draft him if they don't work him out. They're just not going to do it. I don't believe so. And so to me, that leaves, as far as your point guard, Springer, Mann, who they've worked out, McBride, who they worked out, and Bones. Now, Bones is second round. I don't think Bones is going in the first round. So you're talking really about McBride, Mann, and Springer, because those are the guys they've worked out and brought in. They have not even requested a workout for Sharif Cooper. They have not even requested it. So again, today is Monday. The draft is Thursday. Okay. I mean, anything is just a few days, but it's unlikely. I mean, it's unlikely. I want to see who they bring in this week. If they bring people in this week, I want to see, because if we don't hear about them bringing anybody in, this is the deal. They're going with one of those guys that they worked out and they interviewed. One of them. I think they're targeting Springer though, because him and McBride are the two better defenders than Trey Mann. I know a lot of y'all are very hyped on Trey Mann, and like I said, I believe he's gonna be a good player. And they may pick him. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if they pick him. I'd be shocked if they pick Sharif Cooper right now because they haven't worked him out. I would be shocked if they picked him. Not that, again, I hope Sharif Cooper is very successful. I know he's very talented. He's a tremendous playmaker. You ain't got to convince me of that. But I would be shocked if they picked him at this point, having not brought him in for a workout. And I would be shocked if they picked Butler, even though they interviewed him. They have not brought him in for a workout. Okay? So, yeah, there's that. So the three teams that are looking to trade their picks, New Orleans, Sacramento, and probably Oklahoma City. I don't like any of the deals. Let's start with New Orleans. They're trying to trade the 10th pick to get off of Eric Bledsoe's contract. Now, Eric Bledsoe, how old is he? He is 31 years old, Eric Bledsoe. He's 31. He'll be 32 in December. He has got, on his contract, he signed a $70 million deal 2 years ago with Milwaukee. He has got 2 more years left on that deal. This year he's getting $18 million, and 22-23 he's getting $19 million. The dangerous thing that makes me a little nervous is Eric Bledsoe is a Kentucky guy. You always got to factor that in now. He's a Kentucky guy. What I don't like, aside from his contract, now his contract would not stop us from getting a max guy next summer. His contract would not stop us from doing that. But because especially it'd be something going back. We'd send stuff back. Maybe Knox. I'm telling you, watch Vildoza in a trade. If the Knicks make a trade, I think Vildoza is a trade piece. And so you would see a Vildoza, a Knox, maybe Frank go back in that scenario. They're not going to just take his money and not take anything, So, and I don't want to give up both of our draft picks for that either. I want to keep either 19 or 21. Maybe give him 32. I mean, I'm not giving up both 19 and 21 for anybody. I'm just telling you. We need to keep one of those two. Even if we move up, we need to keep one of those two. Or both of them. Trade them for the 2022 pick. I don't want to give up these picks. These guys are too good. I want some good players here. We got to take advantage of this draft. So with Bledsoe, this has been his production over the last 4 years. He averaged 18 in 2018. Then it was 16. Then it was 15. Then it was 12. See, his production is steadily declining. That's showing you a player that's in decline. Okay, he's in decline. And then, he has a career 34% shooter from 3, and that's pretty much what he's been shooting the last couple of years, 34. That ain't gonna cut it, man. We need somebody that can shoot and defend. Now, Bledsoe's always been a good defender, but listen, we had that. We don't need Peyton again. You know what I'm saying? So I would say no. I would say no because I think we're in a better position with 19 and 21 and keeping our pick and not taking on that contract. So I would say no to the Bledsoe, even though I'm sure New Orleans is pitching that to us because we got the money. Everybody gonna come at us because we got the money. Okay, so the next one is Kemba Walker. Now, one thing for sure, it was a smart move by Boston to trade Kemba Walker. I'm not sure why Sam Presti would do that, except to include him in another trade. I can guarantee you 100%. Kemba Walker does not want to play in Oklahoma City. I know he doesn't want to play in Oklahoma City. And if you asking me, would he Listen, you think Kemba Walker would rather be in the Garden or in Oklahoma City? So they're going to come at us, or they probably already are. And so as far as draft positioning, the 16th and 18th pick for us are better than the 19th and 21st pick, particularly if you're trying to get either Murphy or Duarte. If you're trying to get Murphy or Duarte, those two picks are better for you than 19 and 21. As we're looking at now, we can see both of those guys are moving up draft boards. It's very possible Duarte is gone in the lottery. Very possible. I don't think Murphy's going to be going in the lottery. I could see him between 15 and 20, though, for sure. For sure, because we 19, we would get it. So to get the 16th and 18th pick from Oklahoma City in exchange for the 19th and 21st pick would be good positioning. But again, you got to look at Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker was on minutes restriction for Boston last year. Again, and he's been through some major knee problems. So, he's 31. He was on minutes restriction last year, and he still got hurt. Okay? They were restricting his time, and he still got hurt. They shut him down in December. Oh, this January, hoping for him to be ready for the playoff. Then he gets hurt as soon as the playoffs start. And Kemba Walker's contract, y'all don't want to know. Kemba Walker's contract, $36 million this year, $37.6 next year. Now, again, it's possible that we get this contract and still get a max guy, but it's unlikely. You see, so I would say no. No, thank you. I stay pat at 19 and 21. No. Then you got Buddy Hield. Now, Buddy Hield is 28. He's in his prime. Buddy Hield's a solid three-point shooter, as I mentioned. 40% from three, 85% from the line. He's a career 16-point scorer. He's pretty dependable. He's played 71 out of 72 games this past season. Last year, he played 44 games, but remember, it was a shortened season. And not only that, he was splitting time. No, he started 44 games. He was splitting time with Bogdanovich the year before this past one. And then the year before that, he played 82. Then he played 80. So he's pretty dependable as far as injury history. Now, I don't know what they would want. But if they're looking to win now, I can't see Sacramento trading the 9th pick just for one of our picks. And to get off, now while they would probably want to get off Buddy Hield's contract, I still don't understand why they would do it. I would think that's a dumb move. But then again, this is the team that had Luka Doncic on the board and picked Marvin Bagley. So anything's possible. So anything's possible. I don't understand why they would trade Buddy Hield, but I know this is what I feel strongly. They want to pair De'Aaron Fox with Tyrese Halliburton, and it makes perfect sense to start both of those guys. It makes perfect sense. Halliburton, we were very high on. I was wondering, he was on my board above Obi last year. Like we wanted Devin Vassell, then it was Halliburton, then it was Okoro, then it was Obi. Right? I wanted Halliburton. But whatever. But he's really good. And so they were going to pair him and De'Aaron Fox. Both of these kids are young, and I mean they're young, and so you could pair them for the next 5-10 years. At least put it this way: during their rookie deals, well, during Halliburton's rookie deal, Fox already signed an extension. He's getting $28 million this year, but at least during Halliburton's rookie deal to see how these two fit, and I think they're going to fit very well. So I can understand them wanting that, but I would still keep Buddy Hield. But they, I think they're going to want to get rid of him. Okay. Now, this is a team in Sacramento that would definitely be interested in Obi Toppin. Why do I say that? First of all, maybe I'm biased, but just based on what I see, Obi is way better than Marvin Bagley. who was their starting four. He is way better than Marvin Bagley. Okay, he could play. Hope he could play. And they don't have a starting four right now. They don't. They have Harrison Barnes is the three. They were playing Rashard Holmes, which I think they're going to re-sign Rashard Holmes at the 5. They really need a starting four. Okay. Now, listen. I just want to put it out there. I don't want to trade Obi Toppin. I don't. I don't want to trade. Some of y'all coming at, and I'm trying to tell you, I'm not trying to trade Obi. I love Obi. Obi's my man. I mean, Obi's New York, right? But let me ask you, they're going to give you Buddy Held and what is it? And the 9th pick. They're going to give you Buddy Held and the 9th pick. Are you trading Obi Toppin for that? You could throw in, Vildosa to make the salaries a little bit more balanced. What are you doing it? Buddy Held is going to make, what is this? Buddy Held is making, he's getting 22 million this year. 22, then 20 and a half, then about 18 and a half. So his contract would not stop us from signing a max guy next year. It wouldn't. Matter of fact, what we would probably do in that scenario is, we'd probably sign one of the guys we were talking about as far as the 3-year, $51 million deal, which would be Cameron Payne or Devontae Graham or Kendrick Nunn. The same deal. 3 years, $51 million, whichever one takes it. 2 years, team options. Okay, with incentives. First year is $17 million, and then if we let them go, they get another 5, guaranteed 22 for the first year. One of them cats would take that money. But we'd probably go in that route, and it wouldn't stop us from signing a max guy next year. Okay, it wouldn't stop us from doing that. So the Buddy Held situation, that is the scenario I could see that's a possibility. Because I just couldn't understand why would they trade Buddy Held until I think about the fact I'm looking at their roster and I'm saying they don't have a starting 4. They don't have a 4. They like Harrison Barnes. And Woj said that. Woj said they're very happy with Harrison Barnes. They're going to keep Harrison Barnes. They got him under contract for 2 more seasons, so they're not moving Harrison Barnes. He's their starting 3. He's really good wing. I mean, really. But to get an Obi Toppin, you know what I'm saying? And they'd probably take one of our picks, like 19 or 21. Okay, I wouldn't give them too much. I will keep one of the 19 and 21, and I want my 32. You know why? Because if we were end up in the 9th pick, y'all, seriously now, if we're in the 9th pick, we're in Davion Mitchell territory. We're in Davion Mitchell territory, unless, and I think that this deal would be contingent on who Golden State picked at 7. If Golden State goes with Bouknight, who they have worked out multiple times, if they go with Bouknight at 7, Bouknight, I keep saying Bouknight, but if they go with Bouknight at 7, and Mitchell's not drafted yet, I can see the Knicks making that move because now you get Davion Mitchell, you get Buddy Held, you got a guy in Davion Mitchell that's going to be in the rotation right away. He's going to be in the rotation, so you got that. And you get Buddy Held, who's going to be your starting 2 guard. Okay. So that's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. And you send out Obi. Obi becomes the starting 4. He becomes the starting power forward for the Sacramento Kings. The starting power forward. I don't want no parts of Marvin Bagley. So forget that. But he becomes the starting power forward for the Sacramento Kings. Okay. That's a situation. That's a situation. So we still, if we did that, we'd still be able to come back later in the draft, the 21st pick, and get Quentin Grimes. We could still get Quentin Grimes. So you can get a Davion Mitchell, you can get a Quentin Grimes, and check it out. 32, Josh Christopher is still going to be there at 32 for us. I'm telling you, he's going to be there. He's a 2nd round guy. He's an early 2nd round guy. So Josh Christopher is going to be there for us at 32. We can get Davion Mitchell, Buddy Hield, and Josh Christopher. What do y'all think about that? Buddy Hield is our starting two. We got Davion Mitchell, who will be, now Tibbs don't start rookies, but Mitchell is not no typical rookie. Mitchell is going to be 23 years old. Okay, when the season starts, Mitchell is 23. Okay, he ain't no kid. So he would be in the battle for the starting point guard spot. There was no question. Or they can go still get a second tier guy that we're talking about and groom Mitchell. Okay, but I think that's what you're looking at. That's what you're looking at. And so, yeah. This is going to be very interesting draft night. That's the only deal that I can see being worth doing. That's the only deal I can see being worth doing. The Knicks, nobody's giving up Scotty Barnes. Like Orlando's not giving him up. If Oklahoma City drafted him, they're not giving him up. Nobody's giving up Jalen Suggs, Evan Mobley, Jalen Green, Kay Cunningham. Whoever gets those guys are keeping them. They're not giving them up. So we can forget those. Kuminga I don't want. He's young. He's most people understand that he's 18 years old. And they're acting like this guy's 25 and he's not going to develop. But we don't want a guy like that right now. We look at somebody that we could play right now. Yeah. And so that's your top five. We're not getting up there. And to really, the 16, 18, that's if you really got to get Murphy or Duarte, like you got to get them, you got to be higher than 19 because somebody's going to snatch Duarte before that. Me, myself, as much as I love Duarte, and obviously I like Murphy even better than Duarte, I'll be totally satisfied with Quentin Grimes. I would have no problem drafting Quentin Grimes because I believe Quentin Grimes is going to be a player. I really think he's going to be a player, man. So I would have no problem drafting Quentin Grimes. He would ride the bench this year, but this guy is only 20. He's 21, but he'll be behind, he would play behind Buddy Hield in this scenario. He'd play behind Buddy Hield, So, yeah, that's a possibility. I'm just telling you. I don't like it. Like I said, I told you in the beginning, I like the Knicks to stay pat at 19 and 21, but I'm just bringing out the possibilities. Anyway, tell me what y'all think. Shalom.